Welcome to the Michael Jordan 623 project. Data analytics on Michael Jordan cards, Bulls playing years only. Got a good one today. I am going to do another round of selling. So that's what I'm going to go over with here on a few cards. I've made a couple of big purchases and a big trade that I'll have some content on soon. I need to fund some of those purchases, and I've got some cards that, based on what my data is finding, we're going to need to try to sell either on the way up or at the peak, or who knows, maybe on the way down. Depends on how things go. I'm going to walk through the numbers. I'm going to go back into the back end of the data and show you what everything looks like. And yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so here we are in the hardwood. I've got some cards I'm going to go through that I'll be selling, and I'll kind of share the data why that I have off to the side here. More or less what I did is I looked just at 2026 sales for all of these slabs and figured out the first sale, the low sale, and then the last sale and the high sale to get an idea of the growth through pretty much the crazy bull market that we've been in, especially this last month in May. So looked at the rate of growth, and so I'll go through the numbers with you for that and some other factors that I looked at, primarily pop count stuff. So not specific pop count. I think that's not really helpful, especially for eights. Which a lot of these are going to be 8s or 9s, but I'm talking about how many of whatever grade and higher, and then how many just higher. So we'll look at some of that. So for instance, this one here, 93 finest, the first finest card, let alone Jordan, and this is just an 8. Got it in my last batch, which if you missed, I did a PSA reveal on, so go ahead and check that out. This one, there are a shit ton of, so this was pretty much why. The growth on this was not, it's like 1.3 times what it was at the beginning of the year, between the first sale and the last sale, and it's double, so 100% of what it was from the first sale, or sorry, for the minimum to maximum sale. So yeah, but the thing is, though, that's kind of on the lower end of what we're going to look at. So you might say that really wasn't affected much by this bull run. But with that said, there are 8,301 when I last pulled. So it's probably a lot more, actually, because when I pulled my PSA data is from January. So it's definitely grown from there, but we'll just call it 8,300 of 8 or higher, and then 4,011 that is just higher. So about half of that 8,000 are PSA 8s. So a lot of these going around, and if I wanted to get one, I can always do so. So just gonna cash out there on it. Oh, and I should say, if I didn't already in the intro, I believe I did, I do need to fund a couple of big purchases that I made. One in particular that I'm really excited to get back. It is going to take a little while because it is going to go through the PSA, not only the authentication, but the grading. So I made sure I actually wanted to do that, just in the event that there's something screwy going on. I can always complain. So next is the StarQuest Green. Now this one is up similarly. It's about 100% of what it was selling for. I've got a first sale of 138 and a last sale of 231, but I also have a minimum of 123 and a maximum of 260. So the last sale wasn't quite the highest, so maybe this one's starting to simmer down a little bit. But in any case, it's pretty much doubled since the beginning of the year. There are 168 higher than this 8, and there are 340 including it. So again, kind of like the other one, the 8s are roughly half of the population. But these are, these StarQuest cards are running a little bit, especially the red, which I had a 9 and I traded in February at the West Coast Card Show. Not wishing I didn't do that. Whoops. But oh well. All right. Pump Up the Jam. This one is a interesting one. It is rare. There are only 12 higher, so 12 PSA 10s of this. Very hard to grade, the black edges and corners there. And there was a big sale on this recently. It went for almost $900, $823 I think I got. So given that, I might put it on buy it now. We'll see what things look like, but that one is running pretty good. So the first sale 175, the minimum this year also 175, and so if you're looking at $900, that's over like 400% growth, I think, 300, 400. So looking good there. Champion Spirit. Let me grab that here. This is one that I graded, and for the 9. I've got a last sale of 150 for this one, coming down a little bit from 160. So this might be kind of the other side of the peak for some of these higher pop cards. 687 graded higher, which one of those we will be seeing soon. Hardcourt Heroics. I've got, actually, let's throw this one in here too, an 8 and a 7 from the last grading, and beautiful cards. Love them. I've got a couple more that I'm going to send in to get graded once they open up back up. All right, for this one, all right, for the 8. I've got a last sale of 480, which is just a little bit running hot here. First sale of 185, so you're looking at a 2.5, 2.6 X amount versus before. And the 7 is at almost 2, so almost 100% of before. So $130 was the first sale, and the last sale, or the max sale, was $275, with the last sale of $250. So it's starting to, kind of looks like it's starting to just go over the other side of the hump, perhaps. Similar thing there. The Top Flight, I believe, is a similar story. I thought about regrading this one, but I think there is a little something going on, I think, on this corner here. Very little, but it's still a really nicely centered version of it. Yeah, so max of 200 on this. Last sale of 169. Again, coming, looks like on the other side of the hill. 279 higher, so 9s and 10s. And then 456, including this 8 here. So not, terribly rare. So let's move that. This one is a little tougher just because it's such a nice card. And the fact that, the fact of the other one version of this that I pulled, that I won't spoil. If you haven't seen my grade reveal, go watch it. In any case, a 9 on this gold SPX 1996. Let me grab that here. Okay, so for the 9, we're looking at last sale of 589, a high of 700 for 2026. Similar story, starting to come down the other side of the hill. And we're looking at a first sale of 329 from the beginning of the year. So it's gone from 329 to 589 after reaching 700. Only 97 higher, which is actually, I think, 100 now, if I'm not mistaken. So a few more have come in. 565 when you include the 9s. So there's a lot of these when you include the 9s. The 10s are a little bit more rare, but not, super. So yeah, again, same kind of story with all of these. We seem to just be getting over the hill here, and I don't want to be on the cooler side of it because it really does look like we're in a hot spot, and you don't want to miss it. This one's tougher just because it's, it is what it is. Such a cool looking card. But again, there's just so many of these. They are just everywhere. 97 Metal Universe, the base to the famous Precious Metal Gems. And for this one, let's see here. Got out of order here. Let me find it. It's an 8. Where are you? 7. Here it is. Okay, for the 8, we're at 3 times what it was at the beginning of the year. So about 700 is the last sale, and versus 222 was the lowest sale for this year. There are 4,555 8s, 9s, and 10s of this card. That is just too many, and there are raws everywhere. And so yeah, gotta hope I'm able to get another one. I think I will be able to. Let's do this one first. The Champion Spirit. Champion Spirit, the PSA 10 goes for around 400 or so for the 10. Yeah, 470 I have actually as the last sale. I remember when this card was $100 a few years ago. This is the second one that I've gotten graded at 10 too. So it's very easy grade if you can get this. Even the raw ones are starting to jump up though, but this is one card that I sought out specifically to try to get 10s, and in order to try to flip it to get better things. So here we are. So why not? But this one is the one I really want to talk about. We are looking at, if I'm not mistaken, 6.8 times what it was at the beginning of the year. This card last sold for just under $1,300. PSA 9 base card. A great one, but and the reason, I think, if anyone knows this card, is there are only, 15? Yeah, 15 10s. So the next best thing you can do, I guess, aside from a BGS 9.5, is to just get the 9, and that's what a lot of people are doing. There are 493 9s and 10s though, so there's still a lot of these. And again, you can find them online. They're going for crazy prices, even raw. So I think they'll be there in 6 months or so, where I can get another one. I still don't even, I couldn't tell me what exactly differentiates a 9 from a 10 on this card. I think I've heard little scratches on here somewhere, but I mean, this could easily get dinged up a little bit, but this one looks great. Other ones I've seen look great. I don't know. So that's too much. I've got to move it, and hopefully that will help fund a card that's on the way, which of course I will share at that time. I think that's about it. A couple bonus cards that really weren't a part of this, but I think will probably make their way. Actually, this one, I don't know what I'll do with this. What is a 6.5? They're doing weird things at PSA now. Grading like vintage, which is interesting. I've got like 3 6.5s in the last batch, so I don't know, whatever. That's it. Yeah, I need money, so bye-bye.